Hello and welcome back. I'm woahhjess here with another episode of Timberborn. This is my second recorded session following this playthrough, which is a continuation of the playthrough that I began on stream in an attempt to explore the update to experimental content. Last time, I worked on building this super nifty power wheel at the expense of many resources and many facepalms, but I was able to do it. They actually are extremely efficient power wheels, and they route this power to the longest and most inefficient power shaft I think I've ever seen. Loot alert. But yeah, we've got good power now. These three power wheels are making beaver power. I actually had just tried to record my thought process for a new district that I was going to build, realized I wasn't capturing the game and had to start again, but during that time learned that actually our beavers can just barely reach this metal structure if this path from the town center is built completely straight. They can just barely make it here. So yay, no new district required. So I've already got 2 beavers working here out of my 11 unemployed beavers, and they are gathering metal, which is awesome. So the next thing besides gathering scrap would be to begin processing it into metal beams here in the smelter. That requires a lot of research points, which I don't have just yet, but that's gonna happen soon, TM. So I do need to figure out where I'm going to put it. It does not require power, but it requires fuel. So I'm going to poke around a little bit with some setups, and when I land on one, I will be ready to show you, just like magic. All right, well, I made this whole setup here, and I was ready to show it off, just to realize that, wait, these do actually require power. They do. It says so right there, 200 beaver power required. So now we've just built these 2 big old smelters, which were really expensive, by the way, in a completely wrong spot. They actually need to be more like over here. So that feels bad. So I guess I'll tear it all down and start again. Okay, so I ended up making 3 smelters right here. So they are kind of adjacent to the paper mill, and maybe right here we can put either the printing press or even the explosives factory is right here. I can't afford this yet, but we're getting close. Luckily, I thought ahead and left a little spot to connect power. So, go me. Yay. Ooh, while I was, marveling at the fact that we have very little wood, hardly any planks, and I was increasing the harvesting zones again for trees, I started to notice, oh, that's the food symbol, not the water symbol. And then saw, we have no food! So we need to sort of take a break from thinking about, explosives to maybe thinking about food. Okay, so I have all 4 beavers out here working in the field, and it's not enough for this entire population. So why don't we make some more farmhouses and then figure out where to put them? Sure, how about right there? I mean, we still have some beavers that need work, so that will work, you might say. And we might also need more fields. I will see how we do with additional farmers. Oh, wow, this whole place is about to go down. I am making some emergency gatherer flags to pick some berries, which I mentioned last time. They'll eat when there's nothing else. So let's make them super high priority for construction. Oh, the berries might just save us. They might just save us after all. Phew! Maybe I spoke too soon. It's the same day and we're already down to nothing. It says literally nothing. Oh, that's fun. Still no deaths from starvation, but we will have to see. So I'm just looking at the amount of wheat that is produced from wheat flour, and every roughly 0.8 hours we get 1 wheat flour, which is then processed in 0.4 hours and turned into 5 bread. So I actually think that we could have 2 grist mills going. Oh, no, this is not the time to not have power. I think we could probably run 2 grist mills per bakery. And actually be a little bit better off. We still just are maybe not harvesting fast enough. I mean, we have carrots available, we have potatoes. No chestnuts. Let's see. We may also want to double up on grills. I know we don't have any raw chestnuts. No, we have 13. We do. Let's start by getting another grist mill, and I'll also maybe build a... Oh, I don't really want to build another lodge. I don't really want to build another lodge before we have food, but there's no workers. We are having a die-off of an old generation right now. And then the question is, where will we put it? Where will we put the grist mill? Ooh, I have an idea. So I was thinking that I would put the grist mill here and just run the power to it, but for some reason I cannot place it here. And I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? It's because I think it collides with the windmills. Even though it doesn't really, I think it's colliding with the windmills. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to put it like somewhere over here. I don't want it too far from the bakery, but I also don't want it too far from the power. What a conundrum. Alright, so what I've done is remove the warehouse and put the grist mill 1 level lower, and then expand this walkway so that this weird little stepwise power thing can run to the grist mill. And hopefully this will work. This should make the bakery a bit more efficient, and we're also very likely going to need another set of farmers? Maybe not, but I'll give it a go and see what happens. We're already doing a little bit better on food here. Not great. I think the berries are cushioning us, but hey, it's something, right? Okay, so we have got food back under control thanks to our berries. So I think we can delete these, get some unemployed beavers back in the district. I had to move this building from here because I realized I needed power. And I also started an aquatic farm. Maybe erroneously too close to a drought, but we'll find out. So I was just thinking about the kind of food that we need. First off, these Batterdock? Spaderdock. In my mind, it's Spaderdock, so that's what I'll call it. That just requires a grill. And I don't know how many... Yeah, let's put it right next to the aquatic farmhouse. Let's do it. And we'll make sure that the recipe on this will be grilled spaderdock. And then over here, I've got cattails. And I think I'm going to want a bigger set of cattails than just this. Because these we actually grind up and turn them into cattail crackers. So the next thing is to kind of reimagine this power setup a little bit. If we're looking at these cattail crackers, it takes 0.5 hours to process 1 cattail flour into 4 crackers. Over here, if we just take a peek, it takes 0.7 hours to turn 1 cattail into 1 flour. So I think we're gonna want to do a similar setup, which is going to be 2 gristmills to 1 bakery. And I'm kind of thinking that we can just expand this platform here and then just run this power through here into this space. It might be super weird. I'll give it a go. Alright, so I just had to go with it. And what I managed to come up with was building this platform extension here off this cliffside so that the gristmills could be built here. Easily accessible to the power, but it maintains this little walkway back here. Even though the walkway goes nowhere, you never know. And I built a bakery on the opposing side with the connecting staircase right here. It might be a little bit inefficient, but I think it'll do the job. And at this point, now that we have food secured once again, I think I'm going to allow the construction of a double lodge. That way I can build another recreational site up here. The sad thing about this power setup is when we have a drought, like we do currently, well, our buildings are functioning at nearly half efficiency. In this case, 22% efficiency. So, I mean, not the best thing, but not the worst thing. At least the wind is blowing. We could build more windmills. In fact, we could make the mega windmills, which I believe I have access to now. Oh, except I don't have the science points. I'm even saving to start getting into our next steps here. We can begin to make explosives and then blow stuff up just because we can. That's always a good reason, isn't it? Just because we can. And in theme with the thing I was just complaining about, I attached an explosives factory right onto our other power line. Yes, it needs power. No, I don't know how to connect it with how I built this, so I just made a big, somewhat inefficient wiggly power line to go just right along here. I'm gonna have to find ways for the beavers to traverse this, because it is not possible to get to the other side of this as of right now. I have ideas. I've got plans. So I ended up making a little upsy-daisy over thing so that if needed, we can start building upwards onto this big plateau, which honestly would probably make a fantastic spot for windmills if the wind dynamics work anything like the water dynamics work. I imagine we probably want the windmills to be up higher. We could also build some windmills in the water itself. Making cattail flour here. We're out of logs. We're out of logs. Oh, whatever will we do? So the drought has just about passed. Fortunately, I was able to drop the floodgates because we're getting very low on water. So I was able to drop that and capture some water, fortunately, to keep everything going. I also have a lot of baby beavers now, so I moved this Lido over to make room for this one. It's very expensive. Oh, well. I just really want to keep our plants alive over here. This should be the season where things start coming together. See, we have lots of baby beavers. I know we're missing recipes. We're missing workers. We're missing power. You know, just the whole thing. We actually are lacking beavers to work these lumberjack flags at this point in time. I believe that's why we're so low on wood, which is causing issues with things like building stairs and building platforms. I'm sure that this whole setup here probably exhausted the resources. But, you know, we'll get there soon. We're just waiting for these itty bitty baby beavers to grow up so we can begin employing them. Enjoy your sweet baby beaver life while it lasts. I think that would actually be called kit life. Enjoy your kit life while it lasts. That actually sounds like some sort of, I don't know, I'm not much of a like social media person, but that sounds like some sort of social media slang phenomenon. I don't know, just don't mind me. So a number of our baby beavers have now grown up. The lumberjack flags are now re-employed, yay! And we're back into the surplus of logs and back to the surplus of planks. So most of these bills were completed. The grist mills are functioning now. Also the drought's over, so we've got power. Building is full of bread. Better than it being empty. We have hit a well-being of 14. Our beavers are happier than ever. So since they have completed their other projects, I started building this crossing right here in anticipation of building a set of floodgates, ultimately to eliminate the need for this dam. I may just put platforms in their stead? I don't know. I don't think we want the dam before the floodgate. I don't think that's what we want. I'm just making sure that we have the opportunity to be able to traverse between, and since we only have a height of 1 over here, so as to not repeat the mistakes of our past, my past, I am going to only build this one high. A single height floodgate. And I'm fairly certain that that's going to help us maintain the water in this area beyond. And I don't think that we're going to be able to reach this area from our current district. But this would be a fantastic area to start building some intermediary floodgates, because as soon as the drought happens, we can like shut one here, and then we can just slowly let things down in increments, hopefully to keep the power going somewhat. There is no automation for that sort of thing yet, I don't think. But it would be nice to see, wouldn't it? Oh goodness, it's almost time for the drought. I feel like I just had one. I feel like I just have one. What's exciting is we've got our first tapper shack. I have plans to build 4 of them, actually. One right here, another one here in this potato field, and then an additional one here. Oh, it's already done. Because they can prioritize which type of trees they're collecting from. So we've got pine resin and we have maple syrup. So the next step is figuring out how to make maple syrup. And I don't know if that is... I don't think that's... Ooh, maple pastries. Pine resin, maple syrup. Okay, so we take the maple syrup straight to the bakery, where we need wheat flour and maple syrup and logs to make maple pastries. So here I've placed the bakery, we've started making maple pastries, and I began looking ahead into the rest of the science trees. So we're still lacking science points, but coming up after the observatory is the biofuel refinery. And just looking at our cost of operation, it looks like we're going to want potatoes, because potatoes seem to be the most efficient for making biofuel. So at this point, we've kind of run out of areas to farm within access to our district. That's not entirely true. Like, we could farm over here, and we could farm a little bit up here. But I think before we even get to this, what we're going to want to do is blow stuff up. That's right, dynamite. Here it is. Dynamite. It costs 600 science points. And perhaps build a canal down here to bring water through this area. I'm almost positive that we can double dynamite, so one layer down and then another layer down. That way it is at this layer here. Whoa, good thing that I built that floodgate, huh? So then we can fill it in with platforms so the beavers can still walk over it, and that will provide water to this whole area here because I know we can reach it. Oh gosh, I've got some bad news. We have 3.4 days left in this drought, and I am already out of water. Turns out the aquatic plants dry very quickly. They die very quickly. Dry quickly too, but just as I was debating what to do with all these chestnut trees, they've dried out. Also, we hit well-being 15. Yay! Oh yeah, so it turns out I actually had a little teeny bit of backup water. It's not a ton of water, but it's something. I think these pumps were actually what did it. I think that's what did it. These beavers are thirsty. So I've unlocked the power of dynamite, and I've already set up my first layer of explosives. I can't wait to hit go. Let's put it on a nice slow speed of 1, zoom in, and... oh yeah. That's nice. Let's do it again. So our beavers were actually able to reach this whole layer from above, so I didn't have to build anything fancy, and I've even got my next layer set up. Oof, so satisfying. Let's make one big line. One big line like that. And so what this is doing is making a trench now, so when we do get water back in half a day, it will now run all the way over here and hopefully bring all this nice stuff back to life. You'll make a dam. Look how well this did over here. the little Lido, and at least this path is keeping things going. Alright, they took a little sleepy time break. So now these are finally done. And the drought has ended, so let's see if we can get this blown up before the water gets here. Are you ready? I am. Pew! Pew, pew, pew! Nice. And here comes the water. So, we can just fill all this right back in with... That is too tall. Now, this looks about right. Whoops! Yep, so we just fill this all back in. So it can be walked over, just like before. And there's just gonna be some sneaky water under there. Ooh, wait a second. Delete that one. That one is going to be a floodgate. Which is, we're gonna set to 0. Yay. Good thing all our plants died. This wheat died too. Hopefully this will solve that problem. It did not fertilize as much as I thought it would. And I do wonder if that is a depth thing. Or if it's because there are 2 layers here. If you notice, the water on the single layer goes way further than it does going up layers. I only just noticed that. So, you know. In the end, I think this was all for naught. But it was still cool, wasn't it? So then, yeah, I don't know how we get water up here. Except by blowing the whole thing up so it's all on the same level. Ooh, that sounds destructive and completely unnecessary. Alright, I've thought about it and have decided that the only sensible thing to do is blow it all up. Right? Of course so. So, yep, I'm just gonna blow it up. With dynamite. I thought about doing some fancy mechanical pumps and then realized, oh, that requires like tempered wood or whatever this is. And then I realized that requires 800 science points. And then I looked at how many I have and thought that's gonna take forever. And then I thought about the fact that I want to unlock the observatory, which is 1,000 science points. And I also want to unlock a beehive, which is 400 science points. And came to the conclusion that we already have dynamite, let's just blow it up. Come on, we just need one more explosive. Oh, here it is. Great. 3x speed detonation. Well, that was completely unsatisfying. It didn't do anything. But it did expose more land here, so I guess that's about what I could have expected. Time for another detonation! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think this is the answer. I think this is the answer. For sure. We've only got 13 more dynamites, so let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, here we go. This just exposes so much more fertile land. So I think I'm just going to continually keep blowing this up in waves. Because this totally fuels my inner destructive nature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And plus I can fix things so they're not so wonky looking. Nice. Okay, so we have to let our dynamite stock back up. But this did give me access to a whole bunch of places to grow, so that's exciting. Okay, so we have a drought incoming. I've already raised these floodgates to 1.5, which has done some wonky things. especially because I closed most of these, so only a few of these are letting water through. Now, since the drought... Oh, it already started? Dang, I was hoping to close the gates up to 2 and stop all the water, but it's fine, it's fine. Let's close these now. And just keep everything that we can. I also spent some time blowing things up. Just, you know, casually blowing things up. Still haven't accumulated enough science points for the next science building, so patiently waiting on that. It's hardly been any drought time at all, and we're already so low on water comparative to this area right here that is barricaded in. So I actually paused 3 of these water collection tanks because we have plenty of water throughout the colony. We even got some extra ones tucked away here and there, so that way beavers won't have to go so far for water. Oh, did I forget to tell you about this other building thing that I made? And then I experimented with this cool grand staircase that reaches right here, and then the beavers can access their homes from over here now. They can just cross that way and get to their extracurricular activities, or go that way. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. A shortcut. I like it. Yahoo! 1,002 science points, it's time! Make an observatory. Ooh, the biggin. Shall we make 2? Right across from the campsites. And if we compare research time, the inventor is 3 hours for 3 research. So right now we're getting 9 research per hour. An observatory gives us 10 in less than 1. So we're gonna get so much research so quickly. It's gonna be great. Oh, it needs power. Of course, it needs power. So I decided to delete the 2 that I started building and position this right here in this little nook thing because it was an easy for me to transfer the power right through here while not blocking the road, and it kind of fixed this strange spot that I had. Oh goodness, the drought's over, the water's back, and I need to lower some gates before we have a problem. It was a close call. We are almost out of water. Very, very nearly out of water. But the drought is over. The water has returned. We probably should actually unpause these because we're running into a water deficit. And actually try to figure out how many pumps we need to run this population of nearly 100 beavers. Okay, so the observatory should be up and running now that we have water power once again. 100% efficiency. Oh wow, look at that. We've already gotten 200 science points in like a day. I may as well keep these other ones running, shouldn't I? And with that, I think we have our foundation to start making golems. It took a little bit longer than I expected, but I also have never gotten a Timberborn colony this far along. And honestly, this independent. I am looking forward to getting that started. We will need to blow some things up at Dynamite, I think. We're going to be able to unlock all the things now that we're just raking in research. Look at it go. We're raking it in. I can already get beehives so we can increase our food production rate. And We can start making big windmills so we don't rely so heavily on the water wheels. We can probably also figure something out right here. Ooh, like what if I built a massive floodgate right there? Decisions. But I believe that's going to have to be until... It's gonna have to wait until next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, maybe even learned something, because I know I did. And be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already, so you can be notified when there is more content. Also, be sure to follow my Twitch channel so you can come join us when I'm live. I'd love to see you and meet you there. Until next time, have a good one, everybody, and thank you once again for watching.